campers, welcome to Camp Podcast, where we guide you through the world of comics, animation, movies, and everything in pop culture.
Hey, this is Counselor Gary.
And Counselor Jared.
So, we're going to be talking about, since I'm a Rick and Morty fan, we'll talk about Rick and Morty first.
Sounds good.
The 70 episodes that was reordered, finally. I don't think it's going to be that bad. I've enjoyed the first 3 seasons.
I have my doubts.
Yeah?
I do, because they've only given us 3 seasons with 30 episodes, right?
Yep.
31.
So at 70, are we going to get 7 more seasons? Or are we going to get longer seasons?
So by 2030, Rick and Morty will be done, and we'll have 10 seasons, 10 episodes each. I don't know. Will they go the route of... I was a fan back in the day of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. And that... Well, they ended up finishing that with like a movie, didn't they? Or something crazy?
They did have a movie. I don't know if they finished it with it. Did they?
No. The movie came out, then they kind of got weird, and then they went back to being good, which is what my fear is for this. I don't know. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. It's a good show.
Right.
Let's see. The creators say here, no one has been writing for the 4th season. So the earliest they see it coming is 2019. So you're already going to have to wait another year. And I just don't know. I don't know. I want it to be good.
I'm a big Rick and Morty fan. I think it'll be fine. I don't know if it'll be that bad.
I don't know. I want more Meeseeks.
If they would bring in some... My only thing is how they going to... I mean, at 70 episodes, how are they going to keep... I mean, I'm sure they got enough people to come up with new ideas. But I'd like to see some, some of the good characters back. Mr. Meeseeks, Cromulons, maybe do something again with them. Show me what you got.
That was funny.
So...
That's my thing. Can they keep being funny, or is it going to be by the next 20 episodes we see a few forced to be drawbacks from old episodes where now they're just trying, you know what I mean? Just to fill in the episodes. That's my fear. Because Family Guy's first 3 seasons, golden. Now, it's just dragging along. It's dead. They need to kill it.
Beating a dead horse.
If Disney's deal goes through, they need to cancel Family Guy and just let it die. Maybe even The Simpsons.
Well, the thing with Seth MacFarlane, he's Family Guy, Cleveland show.
That was funny.
They are funny, but it's the same shows.
Right. Have you watched The Orville?
Yes. Good.
Hilarious.
I liked it.
Hilarious.
I'm not a big Star Trek fan, but...
No. Star Wars is better, but that's a funny show. But this, Rick and Morty... we'll see. My fear is that it's just going to either we get a couple episodes that suck, and then are we going to finally see a real storyline because they've only been operating on season-to-season orders? Are we going to see a great storyline carried throughout those 70 episodes?
I think if they would do something like a storyline, I think it would be a lot better, of course. Because it does seem like, like you were saying, season to season, it's kind of like you do see some things in it that refers back and forth with each other.
Right.
But...
they do draw on old things,
right.
But not as a storyline. I want to see Snowball return also. That would be hilarious.
See how, Snowball for sure.
That would be gold. I would love that.
Right. The new Avengers poster promo.
Yes, the artwork has leaked.
So apparently they're going to give the Hulk his own costume.
He's got a little 2000s X-Men blue suit in this artwork. I don't know why.
Iron Man suit looks a little upgraded.
That I'm okay with.
War Machine definitely looks upgraded.
Oh yeah, almost.
Chest piece almost looks like a Transformer.
Yeah,
chess piece.
Yeah, he almost looks like the Iron Patriot. Almost. Without the paint job, of course.
Hawkeye, possibly.
The biggest one there, Hawkeye.
Doing Ronin. Of course, some of the radio or the internet talk is talking about how possibly he will be transferring over into more Ronin. So, not too bad if they would do the suit right. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he felt like he needed the suit after Infinity War to help him against Thanos.
Which Thanos has been upgraded, as we see here. Anyone go online and look. His armor looks cooler than the last movie. Of course, he was mostly out of his helmet, looking like a pink Homer Simpson the entire movie. He's got some weird, I don't know if that's a gun or if that's a sword, but according to this artwork, the toys will be cool to come out if you are a collector of the toys.
Yeah, I'm sure Marvel Legends will have something decent.
And then, of course, storyline, we don't know where it's going to go. Ant-Man's in the promo work. Captain Marvel is in the promo work. Obviously, she's going to have to come down from space, is where I assume she is now. And, we can assume that at the end of 3, he's sitting on Titan. I assume she's going to show up there.
Of course, Thor has Stormbreaker still.
So Groot is still alive. There's a part of him alive because he is the handle. Here's a question. Will Nebula steal the stones while Thanos is asleep or whatever he's going to be doing, like in the comic? He became so one with the universe that she was able to get the stones off his body.
Right. That'd be
I don't
cool.
know.
I don't know. I don't know if they'll do it from the movie. But
because they've already said that the Russo brothers already said that that there will be no Adam Warlock. So
that's crazy. Since they've already introduced him,
right, that teaser at the end.
why wouldn't they go ahead and
the second or first?
Guardians, wasn't
Guardians. Yeah, it was in one of the Guardians. They introduced him at the end. One of the teasers. I don't know. I mean, it looks cool. I started to dislike Marvel films after Age of Ultron. I was okay. It was not great. Civil War, I hated. And so, really, I was getting scared of the Avenger movies. But this last one was good.
I didn't mind Civil War because I was looking forward to Spider-Man coming out.
That was one of the best parts. The fight scene at the airport was the best part of the movie.
Guardians 2 kind of ruined it a little bit. I just didn't care for the over-the-top one-liners and joking.
Really? See, those are all heroes I never cared for, so I didn't mind it.
I mean, it's Drax the Destroyer, not Drax the stand-up comedian.
But he is funny to me.
Which caused me to not watch Thor Ragnarok.
Which was
for
my favorite Thor.
A long time. And I ended up watching it, and I really liked it. Even with the joking, I think it was placed a lot better than what Guardians 2 was.
Yes.
Guardians 2 felt like they just threw it up, and wherever it landed, they just threw something in.
Which that, to me, they're funny movies. The soundtracks are great. Cinematography is great. But their story hasn't really been that needed in the overall story arc of Marvel films.
Right.
But they do make for some good comedy, and Disney is selling the crap out of Groot. So
and I guess with the amount of seriousness that they're getting into, especially with Infinity War, what they did with the killing everybody. If you ain't seen it yet, spoiler. But
I think everyone has seen it now.
With that, I think they're trying to throw in and mixing it up a little bit, comedy here, then seriousness maybe, which I guess isn't
a
bad idea at all.
They do need some sort of comedy in some of the movies, because I don't want to keep referencing the Disney buyout of Fox, but they're not ever going to add Deadpool to the mix, so someone's got to be the funny guy.
Right? Yeah.
They can't. At least they shouldn't add Deadpool to the mix.
No, they need to keep Deadpool in its own.
Yes, he needs to be
ongoing.
right. He needs to be off and away somewhere, doing his own thing. Anyway, nothing for the internet to cry about with those art leaks, except maybe the early X-Men movies style suit for the Hulk.
Yeah.
I'm questioning that.
Well, yeah.
But
And
the
it's
rest
just an
looks
art
fine.
leak, too.
Right.
So,
Right. This could just be
anybody that knows anything knows not to get worked up
right
just yet.
unless you live on the internet.
But there's going to be that handful of people that will.
Yes, absolutely. Anyway, I'm excited for the movie because it will end, I'm hoping, all of the stories we've had before and create the new stories that we can go into.
Right. Yeah, because all the characters about just seems like they're starting into a whole new line of
Right.
characters.
I mean, obviously, we'll have more Black Panther, which was a good movie. And Guardians isn't going anywhere. That makes too much money.
Right.
But Chris Hemsworth contract, I think, is up. Evans' contract's up.
Yeah. And,
Downey Jr., I think, his will be up.
yeah.
So
I
your
think
big
he
three.
said he's finishing out whatever he's doing, is from what I've heard.
Right. Which money talks, so who knows?
Right. That's why Hugh Jackman said he would do another Wolverine if,
Right.
the right person had it.
Which is a great segue into our next
Right.
topic. If
Marvel
you, in the world of comics, yes.
officially announces Wolverine's new series.
Which is cool, because he's technically been dead since 2014.
Yeah.
So, basically, the death of Wolverine has been done in a trilogy of miniseries.
And the guys that the writers of the Death of Wolverines is picking this up and
Right.
launching the next chapter.
And the artwork is very cool. That's classic Wolverine right there, man. That's how I want my Wolverine. Anyone who Google searches, and if you're listening on our YouTube, I'm sure we will put this up on the screen, but that is a cover right there. I hope they do a really cool... being a child of the 90s, I hope they give me a cool foil cover for that. Just because that was what I loved to get. That will be awesome. Though I love Old Man Logan's story and how gritty and old and grumpy he is and looks, that's pretty cool. And hopefully this means good things for the movies. If they continue.
The blue and yellow and the way he's what is it? Looks like he's bursting out of the ground. The way it looks like.
Yes. Now, I am reading here. It says, Return to Wolverine promises to feature a different, changed Logan. This includes making some adjustments to his claws. Hopefully nothing too ridiculous, because Marvel Comics has not been the greatest over the last few years. And I hope they don't do anything too crazy to upset fans like they have been doing. So,
Well, especially the claws. Well, how would you change them to make them...
according to
Likeable.
this comes from Charles, is it Soule? However you pronounce that name. Soule, says, one of the outwardly physical manifestations of that is that now, from time to time, his claws, once they're popped, they will be able to heat up. They can get really hot, is what he says. Did Wolverine die and go to hell?
Due to the dead silence of confusion.
I don't know how. They'll have to explain it.
Yeah, I don't see that. I mean, I don't know why.
Does his anger boil so hot that now he can rip through people with hot claws?
I tell you, this is one thing in the comics that really, it's like, I guess, I mean, over the years and stuff, things has been played out and how you come up with new ideas. But it's like, why reinvent the wheel? Why is his claw needs? I mean, hopefully in the storyline it tells why his claw needs to heat up.
Maybe it's only a one-time thing. Maybe he gets mutated some more he is a machine made by the government, so maybe they resurrect him and they experiment, and maybe that's something they put in. If they can make it make sense, I have no problem with it.
Right. Yeah, if it makes sense.
But if he's
Totally
bursting
cool.
out of hell and he has hell claws, then I mean, it's just. It's
As long as fire doesn't come off of him.
Sure.
I don't want him to pop out and they shoot
Fire,
into flames.
just flames shooting out of his hands.
Yeah. Yeah,
Who
as long
knows?
as they're not on fire.
It says a regular Wolverine title will likely be released following Return to Wolverine, which first issue comes out on September 19th, just in time for my birthday, Gary, in case you were going to get me anything this year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so there
Well,
you
I'll
go.
have to listen to this October 7th so I can remember.
September.
See, I already forgot it.
Yeah, you already forgot. So Gary will not be buying Wolverine. He will be borrowing mine to read it because he will forget.
Right.
So,
You'll be talking about it a week later, and I'll be like, well,
right. I have high hopes. I mean, Wolverine was one of my favorites growing up. In my small town, the grocery store, back when grocery stores still existed and weren't all Walmarts, they had a magazine section. In case kids don't know what that is, that some square-looking books that you could buy as you checked out.
I think Walmart still has those.
Do they? Do they really?
I think so.
Huh. Well, anyway, we had 3 picks: Batman, Wolverine, and Avengers. So those were the 3 I followed as a kid. So
My
now-
comics back in the day was always the Uncanny X-Men. So this is... And I'll be a fan of reading this, considering that my son is named Logan.
Right.
So for,
You may just have to buy it and save it for him when he can appreciate it more.
yeah, right. So
Will your son name his children after the many different kids Wolverine had in the 90s
dude, that'd be cool.
and the 2000s?
I'd have to talk him into it.
He's really got to commit, though.
He's got to commit. Maybe I can put those names in his head without him knowing.
Right.
Then him thinking one of them's cool enough to pick.
Yeah.
And then after it's on the paper, I can break the news.
Yeah. You can just tell him. Say,
Tell him.
hey, this guy tried to kill
Kind of
Wolverine
like how my wife was
with
with
a toe claw. Yes. You tricked your wife into naming your son Logan.
Logan. When we first got married, she wasn't into the comics, and she liked the name Logan, but she didn't realize my reasoning until afterwards. And she was a little upset, but she's cool with it now.
When my wife and I were planning our wedding, I tricked her into using a wrestling song for us to walk out after the ceremony.
Yeah.
Yes, Randy Orton's music. Back when Randy Orton was cool, that's what we did. If I really should have pushed it for the Hulk Hogan music, but I was scared.
Yeah.
I already got my foot in with that, so I was afraid. Or the NWO music.
Either way.
Now, she didn't know when we arrived at our reception that as they announced us, the Chris Jericho countdown started happening, and we came out to that. Lights went out and everything. I planned it for a week. My friend, he was brave enough to do it, and she didn't mind, so that was cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was cool. So that kind of gets me talking about family. And one of my favorite things as a child was the Addams Family. MGM has released their first image of the upcoming animated film adaptation of the Addams Family, which I think is perfect because in today's time I don't think you can do a live action. Because they're going to put Johnny Depp in there and it's going to be Johnny Depp being stupid.
Right.
So I like this.
And I don't mind the way they did the characters. They look like they should be.
Right.
At least to me, it looks like the way they should be done is the Addams Family.
Yeah, they look cool. They look like that creepy but inviteful type look. Not quite the Nightmare Before Christmas look, which I hate that everyone copies.
Close, but yeah.
But not quite there. Yeah.
No.
Inspired by, but
Almost
not
there.
quite there. So I don't mind that. It's got an all-star cast. Not a bunch of voice actors, but it does have an all-star cast. Oscar Isaac, who I'm not sure who that is. Do you know who that is?
Oscar Isaac. No.
Will be playing Gomez.
Not offhand.
Okay. Charlize Theron. We know who
I
that
know who
is.
that is.
Yes. That's fine. Hit Girl is playing Wednesday. Chloe Grace Moretz. Is that how you say it? Moretz? Yeah.
Moritz? Chloe Grace Moritz?
Playing Wednesday. I guess that's okay. Finn Wolfhard. The most metal name in acting right now.
Pugsley.
Playing Pugsley. Now here's my issue as we're scrolling down. Nick Kroll from Big Mouth and Sing and Sausage Party is going to be Uncle Fester.
I don't mind Nick Kroll. I like him.
Have you ever
We used
watched?
to watch the show about the fantasy football?
Yeah, I was about to ask that. Have you ever watched that? That's hilarious.
We watched
The
all
League.
The League.
That's
Right.
funny.
And it was good. I liked him in it. I
Yes.
don't mind Nick Kroll.
I liked him in that. Sing, he was fine. That was a fine movie. That was cute. But I don't like Big Mouth, and I did not like Sausage Party. So
Sausage Party is just a little over the top.
That's
You really
how I
have
feel,
To,
yes.
You really have to have a raunchy humor. It's not too bad.
a lot of people liked it.
You know,
It's just
I'm
not my
saying
cup of
it-
tea.
Yeah.
Animation was typical computer animation. Nothing big there, but it was whatever.
Bette Midler.
Bette Midler, the grandma. That's fine. No problem. Allison Janney from I, Tonya. I don't know who that is. What does she look like? Is that her? Yep.
It's right here.
Okay, so I've seen her face around. I couldn't tell you where, but I've seen her face.
I think she's been in a lot of TV series. I'm sure someone's out there going, "Yes, stupid."
Yeah, someone out there is telling us, okay, here's Oscar Isaac. What's he played in? Was he the kid that was at the camp with Wednesday in the second movie? That's who that looks like all grown up,
Looks like it.
doesn't it?
He looks like Gomez.
Now it's directed by Conrad Vernon, who is from Sausage Party. He did some writing on Sausage Party. Now you had the premise, right? You have the premise. Did you say it's about like a reality show or something?
Oh yeah, it's
Oh.
what did I say that?
I know Oscar Isaac now. He was in Rogue One.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he's Ronan from
He's
the first. No, I'm sorry, he's not Ronan. He's Apocalypse from X-Men.
Right.
Apocalypse. Yeah. So okay.
He was in Star Wars. He was and I know it. I can see him. Finn and Poe Dameron.
Yeah, he's not Rogue One. I'm sorry. Right. He's Poe. Okay, I will accept that. That's fine. I don't know his voice, but okay. I'm just scared the writer's going to screw it up.
Especially with the way I'm trying to find it where it said it on here. It says the follows the Addams family as their lives begin to unravel when they face off against a crafty reality TV host, while also preparing for the extended family to arrive for a major celebration.
Which is every Addams Family movie, I feel. They're waiting for a major celebration. They party a lot.
Family of partying.
This says that the writer and director have been fans of the Addams Family, which who isn't?
Right. So hopefully they're good enough fans
yeah.
to not really ruin it for everybody.
I would have been happy if they would have cast Doc Brown back as Fester.
Yeah. Give it that iconic
That
vintage.
voice, at least someone's voice. And who knows, maybe they will. Maybe they'll have some of the extended family as they arrive. Maybe they'll be...
Because the nice thing about animation and doing the voicing is if they decide they don't want to use someone, that they'll just retape the voicing.
Right.
You know.
It's easy to do. So, anyways, something I loved as a kid, my daughter still watches all those movies. She's 10. She even enjoys those movies. So, speaking of childlike movies, the new Candyman in Hollywood. Who's it going to be? Lots of names attached to the new Willy Wonka film, which I'm surprised they're even able to do anything with because of the abomination that is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah. I mean, I've watched Willy Wonka. I've watched Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but
No real connection
real
there.
Connection.
Yeah.
I'll probably watch this one too, just because.
Gene Wilder's probably one of my favorite comedians of all time.
Yeah.
He just is. So, and I do like musicals, I have to admit, especially around candy, because we don't get candy at camp all the time. Unless you come to Camp Podcast, you get candy. Because
Exactly.
We don't live by your rules. So, but anyways, the director of Paddington, for all you Paddington Bear fans out there, Paul King.
Paddington 2, I've heard good things. I've never gotten around to watch it.
Right, I've never watched it. I watched part of the first one and fell asleep. So there's that. My daughter liked it. So this movie will center around the eccentric character and is said to focus on a young Willy Wonka and how he met the now iconic Oompa Loompas on one of his earlier adventures.
Oh, well, that may not be that bad.
Origin story.
Because it's that was always seemed to be one of the questions. How did, even in the movies, then one of the moms asked, "How did you get the Oompa Loompas?" And then Charlie explained it. And Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, those. Yeah. Didn't he have a different story every time though? I feel like he explained it 2 or 3 times. I try to forget because
It's been 13 years
it's horrible.
since I've seen it, probably.
So the 3 names connected: Ezra Miller, who is the Flash in the Justice League movie.
I don't know.
Ryan Gosling.
That'd be that bad.
And Donald Glover.
No. I mean,
I know where you're about to go.
you know, it is what it is. Glover's a funny guy. I like him in what's the show? He was in the school with
Community.
Community.
That's hilarious.
I liked him in Community.
Yeah,
I liked him
good.
in a lot of the movies he's done.
I haven't watched Atlanta.
I just think things need to stay the way they are. Let's get Ryan Gosling in there.
Ryan Gosling? You
I
think so?
Yeah, I would be okay with that. I mean, the thing is, I'd be okay with it because I guess even if Danny Glover was in it, I'd be okay because it's not like I'm dead stuck on it. I'm not a Charlie, Wonka guy. So
Well, we know he has his rap persona, Childish Gambino.
right?
So we know he can sing. But if it's going to be a musical, I don't know if the other 2 can sing. But I know he can.
Yeah.
I hope the movie doesn't turn into, instead of the Oompa Loompas carrying kids away, they shoot them, like in his new music video. But, it's a new time, so who knows. I wish they would pick someone who is a no-name. No one knows him,
Yeah.
and just put him in there. But then again, after the catastrophe of the original remake or sequel, whatever you want to call that, I understand why they think they need a hot name to put on it.
Yeah.
So it's whatever. Hopefully this means they'll sell Wonka bars again, because those are good. Have you ever had those?
Yeah.
Those are delicious. You can get them down.
Wonka puts out. I've seen Wonka based like named candy though, not like Wonka bars, but like I've seen them somewhere.
Yeah, Nerds. Nerds is a Wonka candy. My favorite candy, the Gobstoppers. Just those little jawbreakers. They used to put out Wonka bars all the time, and I enjoyed it. Where are we at? So speaking of movies we may not have asked for, we didn't ask for a remake or an origin story of Willy Wonka. We did not ask for this, and you are a toy maker.
Yes.
The Creepy Crawlers toys. Basically the answer to the
I don't see how they're
to the
going.
oven What was that girl oven?
Easy Bake.
Easy Bake Oven. Thank you. The answer to the Easy Bake Oven.
But I don't understand how.
I don't know. Last week it was announced Paramount is developing a Creepy Crawlers feature film. If you Google this, it's going to take you, to They Nest. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Paramount. I didn't have a Creepy Crawler.
I did.
We did. Okay. So what? It looks like you just made bugs and stuff in it?
Yeah, that's all it was. They had.
Did you eat them or
No,
did
well,
you make toys?
When I was a kid, the one we had, it was a plastic. It would be like a rubber that
Okay.
you'd melt into it.
And you just made little bugs.
And you just made the little bugs. Now later on, a few years ago, I don't know when the new set came out, but they made it to where you can put candy in it and make candy bugs.
Okay. See, that's what I remember seeing. I also remember something called a Queasy Bake Oven. I don't know if that is from the same makers. But I guess if you're into these toy companies making movies that no one really asked for, now we got the makers of what was that game? That board game they turned to Battleship.
Mm-hmm.
They made that a movie. Didn't really need that.
I think this is probably what it's going to be. They'll take it. There's really no plot announced yet on
Right.
it, but
It could end up being. Now, here's my thing. If they go to that 60s horror vibe, it could be a cool movie.
yes,
It
if
could
they,
be
if
a cool
they
movie.
did it like that, that would definitely be a cool movie.
But they won't because it's Hollywood and it's Paramount, so they're gonna dish this out to anyone who wants to make big explosions for $200 million, and who knows?
Yeah, they would keep it like you said, the '60s horror.
Yeah, like that old school mad scientist and some kids getting mixed up. Because you got to keep it campy and fun to sell the toys.
Right.
So Jack's Pacific owns the brand. The guys who used to make the wrestling toys at the Attitude Era hype. I remember having a lot of those toys. It's owned by Nickelodeon Viacom, so it's going to be some Nickelodeon stuff, which probably tells me after the movie they're going to spit out at least 1 or 2 seasons of some animated series too.
And then we'll have Creepy Crawlers back. I almost said Toys R Us, but
Ooh.
I don't think we're going to have them at Toys R Us.
No, not unless that deal goes through. The guy who owns Bratz offered them some money.
Yeah?
Yeah, so we'll see.
I heard that. Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be cool. That'd be all right.
They could
That's
say
probably where they're dragging their feet on closing some of them.
that could be why. So let's hope that this sticks with a okay. Here's some hope. Did you watch the Goosebumps movie?
Yes. With Jack Black?
Yes,
I didn't mind it. I liked it.
I liked it. The man who is adapting this had adapted Goosebumps. And that was good. So
Well, when you said that 60s horror vibe, I was kind of thinking of that Goosebumps movie.
right. It'll probably be cool. They'll probably shoot it in 3D, so you get some cool 3D effects. Anything to get the family out and to double the ticket price.
I mean, I would assume that somehow with the Creepy Crawlers, they're going to have... Because, I mean, when we had them as a kid, there's metal plates, so there should... I mean, have something with the metal plates or something of some where they're making these bugs, and maybe it goes wild and bugs just overtake.
Right. Are they going to be alien bugs?
I hope they're not alien bugs. I hope it's just like
Mutated?
something happens to just like a natural, like, chemistry mutated.
Right. I'm tired
bugs.
of like the horror movies where everything's either alien or paranormal. I want to go back to the old school. It's a monster that was
Mad
created.
scientists created
Right.
it, goofed it up, and now
Right.
it's out to
Right.
eat you.
No jump scares. Just give me goofy stuff.
Yeah. It's going to have to be a fun movie.
Right. And if they do it right, they could squeeze 3 more movies out of it, like the Transformers.
Yeah. Right. And then talking about Transformers.
Your favorite thing, the Transformers.
I like
movies.
Transformers. I'm a big fan of
I like
the
Transformers.
toys. I'm a big fan of the original.
Sure.
Like I said, I make toys. I do repaints, and customs. The thing with Transformers toys, there's too many lines. I think
There's a lot of lines.
Armada, Beast Wars. Beast Wars ain't too bad. I like the original, and then so what my hopes is, I've not seen the trailer yet. You said something about it earlier today.
Right. I didn't watch it as I got up for work today. I saw that my Facebook had blown up. People were sharing it.
So I'm hoping this will be our first time watching it.
Yes. Live for you, we will watch the Bumblebee trailer. Now, they've been making Transformers movies since 2007. I'm not going to lie. Maybe just because it took me back to being a kid, I like the first movie.
My thing is I'm not a big Michael Bay fan.
Right. Who's probably going to produce Creepy Crawlers.
There's going to be a bunch of explosions.
It is
And
Paramount.
that's my only thing, because I am a big fan of the original Transformers when he redid them, and I understand redoing them for the new generation,
Right.
stuff like that, but they're so busy. The movie with the explosions and the actions are so busy, I felt like it takes away from the story.
Right.
The same way with the Turtles when he did
I didn't like the first remake. The second one was better. That's how I felt.
I wish they would have done something different than Casey Jones.
Sure.
I'm a big Arrow fan.
Sure.
Stephen Amell's awesome in it.
Yes.
I think certain actors have certain parts they can play. But we'll go ahead and watch the trailer and then, talk about it as it's going on.
Typical countdown.
Right. Bumblebee. Paramount.
Let me tell you something.
Oh. See, now I'm excited. I'm getting goosebumps.
The old school Beetle from the toy
Volkswagen
line.
Beetle.
That was cool.
Some mystical bond between man and machine. Some mystical bond.
And
Oh man, if they would transform from the Beetle, the Volkswagen.
is he going to? Because how did they find him in the 2007? He was a Camaro, right?
He's a Camaro. Now, of course, the Bumblebee was sitting next to, or the Volkswagen.
the Beetle was
sitting
sitting
to
there.
the Camaro.
So she's under. Okay. She got under the hood and saw a robotic face.
And he's transforming from the Beetle. Okay.
So you can get down with this.
Dude, he looks cool.
He does. He looks better than the Camaro. Can he talk?
Now I'm excited.
Who are you? Do you speak? I want to kill. What's your name?
Christmas. Okay. Now, John Cena's name has been attached to this. I've yet to see him here. There he
There he
is.
Soldier.
The military boy.
Oh.
Who's that?
Is that, Mustang?
We're going to have to back that
I'm
up.
so excited about it.
Oh.
I forgot names. Starscream.
Okay.
This is why you're here, B.
Oh, look at his helmet there.
Beat music can help you say what you're feeling. Try this.
Rick rolled. Okay. Now let's back that up. That looks like a jet,
It's a jet, and it's red, just like Starscream.
right? It could be. I'd be okay
And
with it.
it's a legit. It's a legit jet.
Right.
Got tongue tied there.
You did. You're excited.
I'm excited.
I'm happy because you weren't excited about watching this before we started our recording here. So, and Cena looks Possibly like a bad guy.
That has to be Starscream.
Yeah, there's his little face there.
His face. Now, the face ain't a Starscream G1 face,
Mm-hmm.
but he's not. I don't think he's going to look like a Michael Bay Starscream at all.
Is Bay attached to this? I'm sure he is at some form. But have they gotten enough backlash from the fans where they want to change the looks and go back to the old school look? Because I quit watching after the first Mark Wahlberg one. What was
I've
that?
not even
Age of
watched-
Extinction?
Yeah, Age of Extinction, and then the Last Night. I've
I
not even
didn't
watched the
that
Last
one.
Night.
I don't even know what it's about.
I don't know.
All I know is they should have killed
I'm a
Optimus by
Grimlock.
now.
I'm a Dinobots fan,
Yeah.
and I feel like they totally
They missed it.
they missed. You know,
The good thing is,
Grimlock and all them.
which could also, it's a double-sided sword. These movies continually make enough money to justify more. Just because kids love them.
Right.
Dads who may not have grown up with the toys like to watch movies with explosions, and they keep putting dreamboats in there like Wahlberg and John Cena where the moms want to go watch it too. So, who knows? I mean, I've heard about the Bumblebee movie. I did hear that the Bumblebee movie they decided to come out with first before Transformers 7, which is now supposed to be in 2019. So is Transformers 7 done? Does Transformers 7 need reshoots? According to this fan image, who is that? No, it's canceled. What?
What's canceled?
According to Collider.com, Paramount officially pulls the next Transformers sequel from their release date schedule.
That's fine.
That's fine. Okay.
Martin Short voices Bumblebee.
Martin Short, that's cool. Was that who was talking at the beginning? I think it
No,
was.
that was the clip from the first where Shiloh Buff goes and was looking at it, and
Okay.
he says, you know, the buyer doesn't choose the car
Okay.
chooses the buyer.
Well, you know, it's been 10 years and they
So-
put out 6 movies, so
Right.
I can't remember. Let's see. The last night.
John Cena's playing Agent Burns.
Who is Agent Burns? Is that from one of the cartoon stories, or is that just a person?
I don't know.
Okay, it's
I
been
don't-
years.
I don't remember.
The last cartoon I watched was the Beast Wars. So,
So
however long ago that
apparently
was.
Optimus Prime may be in it because there's a voice actor for him, Peter Cullen.
Yes, the Optimus Prime.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Maybe we
That'd
get
be cool.
an Optimus Prime without flames and
Barricade.
Okay. Okay.
That was too bad.
I'm with you. But is it going to work? Because, no. Okay. So originally this was slated for April, according to this website, but they decided not to do it, which is fine.
No casting so far. Voice acting for a Starscream, but I'm 99% sure that was Starscream. He had the gray and red.
Obviously, Starscream, a fan favorite for old school Transformers fans. I always liked his voice in the original movie, cartoon, the animated movie. Let's do a little search here. Is Starscream in the Bumblebee movie? Yeah, according to this, everyone thinks, it is the internet, but old school 80s Starscream rebuild is what they're saying.
I tell you what, I'm glad that Bumblebee's a Volkswagen Beetle.
Right?
Starscream is a actual jet that you would see.
Right.
I mean, not the what was he in the movie? I think he was actually a Raptor.
Starscream?
Yeah, I think he was a Raptor. I think
Really?
he was modeled after the Raptor.
Okay.
But he was always either I'm trying to think, he was either an F-15 or an F-15 or F-16 or F-14 I think he was a Tomcat. F-14 Tomcat modeled.
Now, this is a step in the right direction, in our opinion, I think.
I think so.
Uh,
I mean, the faces, it's not old school, but I understand. I can deal with that.
right. Right. There's
You
certain
know.
things I could deal with. It's cool to see them trying to take a step back.
And maybe do it right. Apparently, I mean, them pulling the last one maybe shows that the way they did this trailer and pulling the last one, maybe it's, like you said, maybe a step.
Could be a step in the right direction. Maybe they're going to refocus and say, let's please the fan. Especially with the popularity of the toys coming back and that Netflix series, The Toys That Made Us, very popular. Right. Gets people interested in the old school thing, and maybe they see what they need to do. So it's a step in the right direction. My only fear is, and something we're going to cover on the next podcast, it's releasing October 19th. Is that what that said? No, that's releasing in Christmas. What else was releasing October 19th we talked about today? The Addams Family. That's what it was. So forgive me. The new Halloween trailer drops Friday. As of this recording, Halloween trailer drops Friday.
Yep.
So
we'll definitely talk about that.
We will definitely be talking about that. Tell us what you think. Does the Bumblebee trailer look interesting? If you're an old school fan, does it make you excited to see Starscream being a jet and Bumblebee being the Beetle?
I know I am.
Yeah.
I'm excited.